Usually I'm skeptical of any health practice that promises big results. The internet is full of miracle cures. But I've been following Dae for years, and anytime I've tried one of his new movement practices, my body feels noticeably better. And recently he's been sharing about something called fascial maneuvers.
So I went through 28 days in less than 10 days, and oh my God, I was feeling so good that week. Reduction in food allergies and autoimmune symptoms for me. Nagging injuries that were just there for like years and would kind of come and go. Watching those all dissipate and either completely vanish or barely noticeable anymore.
Some of the movements look unusual, but I'm pretty open-minded and I wanted to see if I could experience the same benefits reported by Dae, the members in his community, and the members of the Human Garage community at large. So I decided to test them for a couple weeks. Before I explain the movements, I want to give a little bit of background on Dae and why I listen to what he shares about movement.
I've been teaching movement, dance, and nervous system education for 15 years, traveled the world studying and practicing. I have a degree in human biology and anatomy. I studied naturopathic medicine and functional neurology and many healing modalities.
His studies were initiated from a place of trying to heal his own body and others like him.
2 months before coming across the movement work, I started feeling like the whole left side of my body would start having kind of numbness, weird sensations, weakness, eventually lack of coordination. Took me 9 months to really figure out what was going on or that it was autoimmune in nature. Very, very early stage of MS would be like the where it could go if it were to continue. But that was like my main motivation for getting into the movement. If it's eating away at my brain, I know movement's the most powerful way to stimulate the brain. So I wonder if I can build myelin quicker than my immune system can eat it away. If I'm gonna go in a wheelchair, I wanna do a handstand first, was literally my thought process in 2015.
And after all of that, he says that fascial maneuvers is one of the most impactful practices that he's found. And that's what made me curious. On this channel, I'll be continuing to dive deep on the nervous system, chatting with various experts in the field. If you like this content, go ahead and follow and subscribe for more. The idea behind the practice is behind something called fascia. Fascia is a connective tissue network that wraps around muscles, organs, and joints. Instead of thinking about the body as separate muscles, fascia suggests the body is more like a continuous web. According to Human Garage, the company behind fascial maneuvers, stress, trauma, injuries, and long periods of sitting can cause that web to be compressed and restricted. And when that happens, the body loses some of its natural elasticity.
The more restrictions I have, the more fascial tightness is just kind of like choking different organs. It's this unconscious threat that's always there that the system's trying to panic and put out the fire.
And the explanation, according to Human Garage, is that certain breath patterns and compressions can trigger the nervous system to release stored tension in the fascial system. Sometimes that release can look a little dramatic. On their YouTube channel, they have loads of testimonials on everything from pain to autoimmune to even Parkinson's. Celebrities like Jeremy Piven, aka Ari from Entourage, have become devout followers of the Human Garage movement. Initially, they started with hands-on body work, and as the story goes, with all the success stories they were having, they wanted to find a modality that people could do on their own. That's where the fascial maneuvers come in. Now, you're probably wondering how my experience was. On the first couple days, I was just getting a feel for the movements and I didn't have any noticeable benefits other than it felt kind of good in my body. On the third day though, I noticed something that I wasn't quite expecting. After an hour-long practice session, I noticed I had this extra space between stimulus and response, which is a common benefit people report from meditation.
For people who have, maybe had some sort of this going on for decades, that the unwinding that can be super potent and it needs to be done with care as well.
For me, in the following hours, I noticed a greater ability to focus and stay present in my interactions. Now, it's important to mention that I've had similar experiences doing Qigong, yoga, breathwork, and meditation. Whether you describe it through the lens of fascia, the nervous system, qi, prana, or just energy, there are so many ways that we can relieve stress in the body. What I really like about fascial maneuvers is it combines movement, breath, and twisting, which does a really good job of releasing some of that tension in the system. This still wasn't the biggest takeaway from my experiment. One of the things that Dae mentions at the outset is that he'd rather see someone do fascial maneuvers for 1 minute every hour than doing it for 1 hour and then not moving the rest of the day. Through this experiment, I found myself taking more movement breaks to do fascial maneuvers and other movements that make my body feel really good. I had one particular moment in the car where I felt this buildup of stress in my system, and when I'd usually go into the mind to try and solve this stressful event, I had habituated using the body to move stress. So I began to move my body, start to breathe, and I noticed that I was able to come back to my center in a couple minutes. For me, I'm learning to let go of looking like a complete weirdo in public. It's funny that sitting in a chair for 8 hours is normalized and you wouldn't bat an eye. Things that are healthy for our body are actually considered outside the norm in our society right now.
Pandiculations, which is like a full body yawn stretch. Cats, dogs will do this 40 to 50 times a day. If we humans had all done that throughout our lives, I don't think we would need any of this right now. But we've been taught that it's rude or it means you're bored.
My takeaway from this experiment is that fascial maneuvers can really benefit a lot of people. It wasn't a magical cure for me, but it will be something that I continue to do moving forward. More importantly, when I move my body regularly and connect to my breath, I just feel more relaxed, more present, and I have better energy throughout the day. The state of our body shapes the quality of our experience in a big way. And when we expand the ways we move, we expand the ways that we experience life. I'll be continuing to stay tapped in with Dae's community and learning new ways to move my body. If you feel inspired to learn from Dae, I have an affiliate link that you can join his community for a discount. I highly recommend this for anyone who is building their movement vocabulary and come into a state where they can access more focus and connection in their lives.